evening, everybody. It's Lynn here. Whoops.
The winner of this award is effectively a one-woman tourist board, using the power of just her mobile and her bus pass to showcase beautiful sights and amazing events hosted all over the island. Even the weather won't stop her, working both day and night to make sure that people all over the world know just how amazing our Isle of Wight is.
Hi everybody, it's Lynn here, the Go Live Granny, and I've just done a live stream over at the church on the roundabout. I'm down outside the Delhi cafe, and I'm sitting down on Western Gardens on Ryde Seafront, and I'm live streaming here on Friday afternoon, the 17th of July. I am sitting in the Go Live Granny community garden, live streaming this time from the garage. I'm sitting out in my front garden because it's actually hashtag National Knit in Public Day. It's time for a little bit of monkeying around, winging our way through the first month of the new decade. I've already done a live stream today, 2020 it is, and I'm live streaming here under my gazebo. No, it's not 10 o'clock. You're not wrong. It's 10 to 6. It's a bit dark. I've been at the Isle of Wight Stylers. I am down on St Helens Green for the St Helens Carnival, and I'm just going to do a quick live stream. So I thought I'd just do a little monkeying about. Wow. All I can say is wow, wow, wow. We have some wonderful people in this community. Over 200 shares. That's the magic. That's when the magic happens. Is when everybody starts sharing. So. Hello everybody, how nice to see you all, to see you nice. Oh, I put a comment on, but I typed it on there and I was typing it on my YouTube channel, so it didn't come onto the Facebook people as well. So there we go, look, evening all, there we go. So how is everybody? It's Lynn here, the Go Live Granny, and I'm live streaming here on Wednesday the 22nd of, what are we? With the 22nd, whoops, let's put this round a bit this way. The 22nd, whoa, sorry, trying to get it. I'm going to order some proper mounts for my phone, because I'm not doing very well with actually getting it into the right position, and balancing it on my desk on top of craft boxes, not a great idea. So anyway, what did I say? Did I say? Oh dear. Live streaming here on Wednesday, the 22nd of May, 2024. That's, oh my goodness, what's going on here? And if you're coming in on the live, a big welcome to everybody. I can see Corey, I can see Tina, I can see some more people, I can see Sam, hello, more people coming in there. And if you're coming in the future, so that means if you're not already yet here, then please, you know, if you're not watching it while it's live, please let me know that you are you're watching, you know, you're watching the replay. If you put replay in the comments when you're watching, I will see those come up and I will respond to you in the future. So that's lovely. Just pulling something else up here on my screen. Hello Kim, nice to see you. Hi ho, you say. Hi ho, hi ho. Oh no. that's the dwarfs, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, isn't it? So there we go. Anyway, lovely day here, lovely evening. Hi Tracy coming in on Facebook, Kim coming on Facebook, Sam coming in on Facebook, Tina coming in on Facebook, Corey coming in on YouTube. Please share, folks, to other people if you think they'd like to join this madness that is the Go Live Grannies live stream and the Go Live Grannies community. So how has your day been? I've had a lovely day. I haven't done anything very much today. Oh, I did sort of an awful mess up on my floor. Some of you might have noticed I put a picture of my mess all over my floor earlier, and that's exactly the spot where I sit when I have my hairdresser comes. So of course I had to tidy the mess off the floor so that I could sit there when my hairdresser was here. So I've really done a bit of pootling around. Wait a minute. Hang on, let's just see. There's a message coming in for me. Wait a minute. Oh. So, Corrie, can you hear me all right? Because Deb's saying she's having trouble with YouTube sound. So if Corrie can tell me whether you can hear me okay. Whoops. Look, you can see all my lovely mess. This is all my craft room mess. What a big mess, but it's all busy, busy, busy stuff. And I will be doing a lot more crafting. Now I'm getting... Oh, Corrie can hear me. Thank you. I'm just going to tell Debs that you can hear me because she can't. Oh, she's got the sound but no comments now. Oh dear. Oh dear, poor old Debs. She's not getting the sound in the comments. Sorry about that. So Tracy's has a good day. Woke up to a message from your grandson. Not seen him in over 10 years. Going to see him next weekend. You're buzzing. Oh, Tracy, that's absolutely wonderful. How nice for you. That's really lovely. Because I have seen some of my grandchildren in the last week, but I haven't seen them in real life. I've seen them via the virtues of, this wonderful technology that we have, because 3 of them have had birthdays in the last few days. The twins had their birthday and one of the other children had their birthday. So I've communicated with them. Actually, I don't know if I did I didn't. I did an audio call with the twins. And then because their reception wasn't great for Facebook, not Facebook, FaceTime call. But with the little one, we had a FaceTime call yesterday, and so some of you might have seen that I popped some rather gold-looking items, gold and yellow items on my Facebook page. They were the things I made for my little granddaughter. Not the smallest one, the second smallest one. Second youngest one, should I say. And she probably is the second smallest one as well, actually. And I watched her open the parcel because I did the parcel special delivery, and it arrived on her birthday, and it arrived while she was at school. So she actually opened it up while I was watching on FaceTime. So isn't that marvelous that we can do these things? I can understand, Tracy, why you're so excited, because it is just such an exciting thing, being able to be with your grandchildren. Of course, if I can't be with them in real life, we can still be with them via the technology, which is amazing. So that's great news for Tracy. What else has anybody else been doing? I know I was messaging with Corrie a bit earlier in the day. I know she's been out doing some shopping. I don't know whether that was exciting shopping or boring shopping. But anyway, that sounds good. So let's hang on. So okay. So anyway, my hairdresser comes to me, and every time she comes to me, we make the appointment for the next week. So my hairdresser is Jane Mott. Anybody who lives on the island and wants their hair done by a mobile hairdresser. Hello, Jill. Thank you. Jill says my hair's looking lovely. She's had hers done also today. Jill, do you have a mobile hairdresser, or do you go to the hairdressers? I love it that Jane comes to me. Jane and I, what we try and do, because we've been friends for a long time, she doesn't just come and do my hair. If we can arrange it, she actually stays and has coffee with me. We either have coffee before or coffee afterwards. Actually, she had tea and I had coffee. She arrived and we had tea and coffee before she did my hair. And then we had tea and coffee again after we had my hair. And she did my hair. Because today she had no more appointments after. Oh, you go to the hairdresser. After she came to me, she didn't have any more appointments. But what we usually try to do. So I'm very flexible. If she needs... And this week she needed to change the time of my appointment, and if I can do it, I certainly will, because I like to make it easy for her. Because she's a mobile hairdresser, obviously it makes sense for her to do all the people in the same area on the same day, and try and so I try and move around. If it means that she can fit somebody else in, or it makes it easier for her, I'll change the time of mine. And so I was quite happy to change from the morning to the afternoon today. And of course, because I was the last client of the day, we then had a lovely time to sit and chat. And we realized we've known each other for a decade. Not quite sure how long she's been doing my hair, but I've had times when I like to go to a hairdresser's and times when I, like the hairdresser to come to me, until I was in London once and I had a mobile hairdresser to come to me. And I was a bit silly because I gave her a bit free rein, which was daft because she nearly scalped me. I had almost no hair at all. So that was the last time I ever gave anybody free rein. But with Jane, when she started doing my hair, I said I want the I want the wind tunnel look, and often she'll do it very sweepy back. I like that. And I've got a wonderful picture of me all dressed up to the nines when she did my hair for an event, and it's a picture I still use. In fact, it's the picture that's, I've just noticed, it's the profile picture on my Lynn Blackledge page. So if you want to see how she did my hair way back then, let's see if I don't know if I can enlarge it on here and see the profile picture. Wait a minute, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if we can bring it up. Oh, you can't see it very well. Wait a minute, I wonder if I can take off. Oh, it's got a frame round it, so I'm not sure. Oh dear. I'm not sure that I can take the frame off it, so you can't see it very well actually. So I was going to turn you around and show it. I can turn you around and show it. No, I can't. I'm not going to do that because it might all fall down. But it was very swept away. She used to call me Sonic the Hedgehog. So that's the sort of look I like, and it's quite like that today. But I know times when it's gone even more like that, but it's lovely whichever way she does it, and I'm very happy and content. I'm very happy because I've got a lovely hairdo. I've got lovely new nails that some of you will have seen. Look, they match some of the goodies in my no, this way. They match. And I'm very excited to have nice nails. I used to have nails done like this lots way back, and then there was a time when I couldn't afford to have that done, so I stopped doing it. But some of you want me to do some crafting on camera, and if I'm going to craft on camera, I need to have nice nails, otherwise you'll get distracted by my horrible nails and then you won't notice what I'm crafting. So I can't remember who it was who asked me if I would craft on screen. I'm more than happy to do it. I was talking to my advisor today, my technical advisor, about setting up the camera so that I can have a camera where you can see me in the corner of the screen, and a camera where you can see what I'm doing on the table. So I'm just organizing that. I've got an order to put in for, I'm going to get one of those mounts with a gooseneck so I can swing it round and do that and turn the camera down. So chatting to my advisor, he was telling me which were the okay ones. A friend of mine had told me as well, so a couple of friends had told me, so I now feel like I'm up to getting the right technology so we can do that, and then we'll go ahead and do some broadcasts when I'm actually demonstrating my craft. And on the table here is a lovely piece of gold, some of the gold card that I love to use. What's that doing? Something's jumping up on my computer. Let's get rid of that. It's making noises. Go away. Don't want you there. Okay. So this was some of the card that I used on my granddaughter's on her card. So I used gold and silver. Good evening. You like two cameras, Guy? A bit like two cameras, Guy used. Oh yes, that was Guy. Guy used to use the two cameras. That's right, when he was doing the cooking. And Tristan had always did a lot of stuff with two cameras as well. So that's good. So that's what I'm gearing up to. But you just have to be a bit patient because I have to get the equipment in. I haven't ordered it yet, and some of it might come from Temu, so it might be a week or so before it gets here. But I'm gearing up to it, folks. So watch this space. Can somebody share this to the? I don't think I shared this to the Go Live Granny community. Richard, could you pop the fact that I'm live into the Go Live Granny community? Because I can't, for some reason I can't. I used to be able to set it to go in the Go Live Granny community, but for some reason I'm not allowed. I can't do it anymore, so I can only do the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. So if you could do that, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. So yes, I am feeling full of beans. I'm no, I didn't have beans for my tea. I had some of you might have seen me post some broccoli tonight. Now, some of you might have noticed the other day that somebody was being rude about my breakfast plate, and I mean being rude, you know, actually making a comment that he should have kept to himself. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all, is my you know, my thinking. But it was somebody I didn't know who criticized my breakfast plate because I had got broccoli on it, and he obviously thought that I shouldn't have broccoli for breakfast. I'm not quite sure why I should or shouldn't, in his opinion. Hello, Abby. I eat what I want to. Nobody controls what I eat, except me. And so, so this evening, I had a bit of broccoli that I'd cooked yesterday, but I had not eaten it because I had cooked too much. And this was not going on my breakfast plate. It was going on my dinner plate yesterday. And I didn't, there was too much. So I left some of it, and I left it. Hi, Debs, nice to see you. She's got here. Look, there she is. She was having trouble. Here she is. And so I was having broccoli on my my lunch plate yesterday, but I cooked too much, and I left a bit in the air fryer. And tonight I was cooking some of my Linda McCartney sausages that I like, the ones with red pepper and chorizo. Ooh, nice. And they're only 1 sin each for Slimming World, so that's okay. That's not a great amount to give away in sins. And I thought, well, I'll have that. I'll have some mushrooms. I'll have some tomatoes. But I only started cooking about 7:30 tonight because we've got some family stuff going on, and there's been a lot of communications going on between the family tonight. And when I scheduled the broadcast, I didn't know all that was going to happen. So I've been answering messages backwards and forwards with family, and then suddenly realised I actually needed to eat before I went live. Otherwise, if I go live for too long, I will be, you know, it will be too much. So go back and have a look, Abby. They're on my Facebook page. The issues about the broccoli. Anyway, so this guy was rude, and as I said, you know. It's not up to anybody else, you know. If he didn't like the fact that I had broccoli on my plate, why did he need to say something except that he was trying to be clever and be a keyboard warrior? Well, he wasn't a keyboard warrior because I knew who he was. Now, I didn't know him, but I could see his name. He didn't do it anonymously. So and the only reason that and then some, I think I've told you this before, and then some other girls decided to join in, and they think it's okay to be offensive on my Facebook page. So I blocked the girls. I didn't actually block the fella, but I don't know why I didn't, but there you go. So I decided, you know, the only reason I decided to actually make any mention of it. Oh, you're on about the sausages. Oh, right, okay. No, the sausages are they're Linda McCartney sausages, and they are red pepper and chorizo, and they are delicious. They got a bit of spice in them, and they're lovely. And I had 2 of them, so I've got to remember to put 2 sins onto my Slimming World app to count, because I always count up the sins there. So yeah, the only reason I commented on the fact that this guy, you know, was talking about what I should or shouldn't have on my plate. He did say, well, it's up to you. And I said, yes, it is up to me. But the reason I commented, because I don't want other people, I want people to see that it's okay not to listen to those bully boys, because I wasn't going to be bullied into whether I could have broccoli or not. Anyway, tonight I left the spare bit of broccoli in the air fryer, put the sausages in the air fryer, with the intention of taking the broccoli out after about a minute or so, just so that it warmed up. Only I forgot. And it was a bit frazzled. So there's a picture of me with broccoli not going on my plate tonight. Actually, to be honest,
I didn't put it on my plate because it looked a bit charred. But in the end, I did eat it. It was actually quite nice. But I didn't think it was going to be. So anyway, I didn't waste it. That was good. So yes, so I had a lovely tea. My tea, as I say, cooked very quickly, eaten very quickly, but I haven't given myself indigestion, thank goodness. But you know, it's just as I hadn't anticipated all that family stuff going on, just between 6 and 8 tonight. He hasn't seen some of the rest. Oh right, no, bubble and squeak. That's right. But do people generally have bubble and squeak for breakfast? I don't know. I have what I want. Most of this week I haven't had broccoli, but not because he was rude to me, because I won't listen to him. But I've been having yogurt. I have some chia seeds, some dried apricots, some pumpkin seeds, and some fruit. And that's been lovely. But with the chia seeds and walnuts, and with all of those, I have to count the sins, and it tells you, for example, it tells you 2 level tablespoons of pumpkins is however many sins. But I don't want to use as many sins as that, so I do 1 level tablespoon, which I think is 3 sins. Very good for you, pumpkin seeds. Chia seeds, it says. I think I do. Do I do 1 tablespoonful? Yes, I think it's 1 tablespoon of that rather than 2. Debs is saying broccoli and Stilton sauce for her, please. Gazillion sins, and she's on the naughty step. Nice to have you here, Debs. I know you were having issues to start with, but glad you're back. Tracy's saying she has bubble and squeak for breakfast, especially after a night of drinking with friends. That's fine. And the thing is, you're entitled to eat whatever you want to eat, as long as you're not offending offending yourself or it's no issue for you or your family. And of course, I don't have family with me. I live on my own. When I'm with family, they still respect what I want on my breakfast plate, and I respect what they want on their breakfast plate. And if you're ever, I don't think anybody in my community would do it. But why do these people think they have a right to comment on there? And the message for me is just stop bullying people. It's not okay. Abby's saying in some of the books there's recipes for bubble and squeak cakes for breakfast, broccoli and Stilton soup. Nice. So that's lovely. So I have to say that all these, since joining Slimming World, I've really, when I started, I wasn't really in the zone. I wasn't getting it right. I did Slimming World in 2005 and lost 3.5 stone in between September and January for my daughter's wedding, and it was amazing. And I got it in my head straight away, and I didn't have issues. I went right through Christmas and went right through Christmas, and I lost weight all the time. I didn't gain, but this time I've been a bit like a yo-yo. Since I had pneumonia, I've been forgetful on some things, even how to do live streaming, that sort of thing. It's like what the files in my brain got wiped. I've had to learn some of the things again. You have to forgive me if I get a bit forgetful, but it's getting better. But it's just like somebody wiped the file out, and I've got to learn it again. I was asking Tristan some things today about live streaming with 2 gadgets, with a tablet and a phone. And I used to do it. 2018, I did it, and I knew what to do. But I've had to revisit it and ask him again to help me, just so I get it right, because it is. But anyway, that's how it is. Let's have a look. Richard likes those sausages because he's a veggie. I'm not actually a veggie, but I'm very much that way. I eat far less meat now than I did. I still like a bit, but I don't go mad on it. And if there wasn't meat out there, I don't think I would cry about it. I do like. I have eggs. I have a lot of eggs for a lot of protein. I like ham. And that is meat, of course. But I could get by without. But anyway. So let's see. Spike Milligan's looking after his children alone. Gave them jelly and ice cream for breakfast if they wanted it. Well, I tell you what, that so reminds me of my lovely dad. You know, I absolutely had a gorgeous dad, and he was such a nice man. And Mum went to do training at college in latter years. So Mum was training when she was doing her finals when I was sitting my GCE mocks, or whatever we called. Did we call it GCE or whatever we called it then? I get muddled with the titles. And Dad was in charge of us some of the time when she was. Oh, I think she had to go on some trip, somewhere, field trip or something, for her course. And Dad was in charge of us, and he used to buy us things that Mum didn't. You know, he would buy us those little packets of cereals. You know, you could get. I don't know if you can still get them, but the mini packs of cereals, the different ones, because of course we. You know, I get it. You know, being a parent, I know some of these things are more expensive than others. So, you know, you have to obviously cut your coat according to your cloth. And I know that Mum would be very careful with the shopping and all that. But, you know, Dad sort of was treating us to some of these things, and we did appreciate it. The trouble was, it was always the cornflakes that got less. The boring old cornflakes. Actually, cornflakes are nice, but you know, the more sugary ones always were the ones to you know, to be the favourite. But actually, of course, now I don't go for the sugary things anymore. You know, I've lost 1.5 stone. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling very, very healthy because I'm following lots of these options. And you know, they were talking about those sausages. They are really nice. So they're Linda McCartney sausages, and they're the chorizo and red pepper and chorizo sausages. They are gorgeous, and I do them in the air fryer, just a few minutes in the air fryer, and they're done. That's lovely. Happy birthday. Oops, hang on, what are we saying here? Happy birthday to Zoppa Tigress at the Wild Heart Animal Sanctuary, 12 today. I hadn't seen that, Richard. So Richard, some of you will know Richard, some of you might not. If you're new here, you might not know Richard, but Richard and I met on the Isle of Wight on a number 9 bus, like you do. Richard lives in Birmingham, but Richard likes to come to the Isle of Wight and holiday here, and he loves going to the Wild Heart Animal Sanctuary. Used to be called Isle of Wight Zoo, set up by Mr. Corney. I forgot what his first name is. Mr. Corney. Years and years and years ago, and he used to walk tigers on the beach. Can you believe it? Tiger cubs, he'd walk on the beach. But of course, you can't ever do those sort of things these days. But the wildlife sanctuary, the zoo became a wildlife sanctuary where they actually rescue animals that are in horrible situations. We're waiting for some animals to come back. If any of you saw me live stream from Bellissima's shop the other day, where I bought that gorgeous dress that I had on my social media picture the other day, Tina and I, you know, we did a live stream after I bought the dress. I bought the dress, put the picture up on social media, and it went ballistic. I have had so many interactions and nice comments from that picture. But as a result, Tina invited me to go and do the live stream on Monday in Bellissima, and she's doing a fashion show and a fundraiser to raise funds to help the Wild Heart Animal Sanctuary here. It's in Sandown on the Isle of Wight, and they're rescuing some bears, but they've rescued they rescue a lot of animals from a horrible life. I think these bears are somewhere in cages, and they've only, you know, the conditions are horrible. The conditions are really horrible. So they are now being rescued and they're going to be brought to Sandown. Debs is saying her hubby is forgetful now too. White file is a good description. Well, it just came to me the other day, Debs. I was saying, I was forgetful, and I just thought of it like actually somebody's been in and wiped the file. That's just how it seems. So there we go. Hang on, the comments jumped. Let's go back. Chinese. Now, Richard's saying Chinese traditional medicine believes there's a link between memory and memory and breath. And of course, memory problems, symptom with those who sadly have long COVID. Absolutely. Yes, can still get the variety pack of cereals at B&M. Oh, right, I didn't know that. I haven't looked for them, which is why I didn't know, because I actually don't eat cereal. I have a bit careful about what I don't have. I try not to have anything that's got wheat in it, because that seemed to have been, one of the things that was triggering my skin issues. So I'm trying very carefully. It's not life-threatening, so it's okay. Debs is saying, happy birthday, Tiger. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tigress. Happy birthday to you. Not often I sing to tigers and tigresses, but, never mind. Richard's saying that the red pepper also benefit for the lungs. Absolutely. I'm learning so much. Every day is a school day. I learn so many things. I never knew about some of the health benefits from some of the things I had. The pumpkin seeds. Now, I might be divulging some information here that perhaps I should keep private, but some of us, not mentioning any names, might have a bit of a bladder issue. And I learned this week that pumpkin seeds are good for people with bladder issues. Who knew that? I certainly didn't. Too much information, I know. Anyway, Jack Corney. Thank you, Abby. She's saying Jack Corney, Isle of Wight Zoo 2021. 2021, it became a sanctuary. Thank you, Richard. Bye, Abby. Abby, we're not doing the workshop on Friday, did you? So don't turn up for the workshop, because I'm not going to be there on Friday. We're having a week off. A week off. That's a week off. Oh no. So Richard's saying it's Russia border bears. Okay, so the bears will be. I don't know when they're going to be on the Isle of Wight. Do you know, Richard? Maybe you know that. Maybe I'm not quite sure when they're going to be here. But anyway. So Tina is doing she's doing the fashion show for that, and I'm going to the fashion show because lovely Rebecca, who is the fundraiser and coordinator of fundraiser for the Embracing Age charity, then she offered to take me to the fashion show. Because the fashion shows in the evening, and Sandown is, it would take me quite a while to get from home to Sandown and back again in the later evening, and not so good. But she said she'd give me a lift, so that's door to door. So how could I refuse that one? Right, okay. Richard's saying pumpkin seeds are extremely benefit for the bladder and also for men's bits. Okay, what sort of conversation is this turning out to be? Debs is saying pumpkin seeds are roughage, so good for number ones and number twos. Too much information. Absolutely, yes. And how many of you knew we had a poo museum on the Isle of Wight? I did wonder what on earth would go on in a poo museum. One day maybe I'll go and visit there and live stream from the poo museum. Who knows? But it's just a load of poo, isn't it? Richard's saying there's no date yet for the bears as to when they're coming to the island. So anyway, do you like my nice new t-shirt? This is one of the new ones that I bought. Some of you saw me with that big bag the other day that said class on it. I was in Busy Bee in the ladies' clothes bit that's class. It's got a concession within Busy Bee, the garden centre. And the other day I held up a bag and showed you the bag and said I was excited because I got some new things, but I didn't tell you what was inside it. This was one of the t-shirts. There we go. And this is a top I had years and years and years ago. This was a mega bargain. I had a friend who worked in I think I want to say a censor. I can't remember. I think that's what it was called. And it was a sort of designer outlet, a online designer shop based on the Isle of Wight. But this, I didn't pay a designer price for this because every now and again they had a sale where items were a little bit something wrong with them, so there might be a tiny hole in it or a bit of stitching not right, and the staff were allowed to invite their friends to go along. And I think I've loved this. I've worn it again and again. I've worn it for weddings. I've worn it dressed right up and maybe not dressed so much. And let me stand up and show you if I can without falling off my chair. Hang on. I've got things behind my chair. Now there's a surprise. Why doesn't that surprise me? So I don't know if you can see. It's a lovely, it goes all the way down. Wait. I can't, I don't know. I could perhaps turn the camera. Let's see if we can rotate. Whoa. Have I rotated? I don't know if you can see. It's one of those lovely long waterfall type things. Let's go back again the other way. Whoops. And yes, and it's lovely. I've worn it dressed up with earrings and you know, lovely jewelry. I haven't worn jewelry for ages, and I just decided I would start wearing earrings again. I always used to wear lovely dangly earrings, but then when I wear a lot of scarves and I'm all dressed up like that, the earrings catch in the scarf and I end up doing this. So I abandoned the earrings, but now it's getting into summer and I'm not wearing so much up around my neck. I want the earrings, but they all need sorting out. They're all in a drawer. They're all in little bags, but there's loads of little bags and there's lots of stuff in the drawer, and I need to go and sort that drawer out. But this top, I think it was either £19 or £11 or something like that. I know I bought a few things because Tina invited me to go. This is Tina Hughes, who helped me with my health issue and said if I took grains out of my diet, it would improve my skin. I have some grains in my diet, but I avoid wheat still. But my skin, do you know, is almost better. It's way, way better. It's not entirely better, but it's way, way better than it was. So that's good. Richard's saying in the thumbnail for the broadcast, I look very much like my daughter. Well, do you know what? My nephew's wife, who's the one who's just had a baby in Australia, she was holding her first child and the baby, and I did a double take because it looked just like my daughter. But I thought, well, those are not my daughter's children. Those are, you know, my great nephews. And why is my daughter holding them? And then I looked, and it wasn't. They looked so alike. They both got long blonde hair, and they both wear similar glasses. And it just they looked so much like each other. Never seen it before, except in that photograph. So anyway, this sort of top, it's a waterfall top. When I had my colours done, this was my wow colour. So I told you on my nails, these were the wow. So this was actually the closest to my wow colour. This and that you know, those colours on my nails. So I had my colours done, and I was also advised by Dee that actually those sort of tops with the waterfall, you know, so you know what I mean, they come right down to a point at the bottom, are very kind to the figure. So, you know, there's things that you can wear to make yourself look better, and these waterfall tops were, and that's why I went for this. I didn't have a lot of money at the time, but I was so excited to get this, and I have worn it. I've worn it to weddings. I've worn it to so many events, this. And then it was on the back of the door, and I'd totally forgotten about it. And then when I got my new things out, I thought I was looking for a cardigan or something to match, and suddenly remembered it was on the back of the door. So there we go. Let's have a look. Let's see. Right. Problems on clothes. Hubby asked the dentist if she did stitches. Said yes. So he asked her to stitch up his jumper. Oh dear, oh dear. He might not have liked the way she did it if she'd have stitched it as a dentist rather than as a sewer. Use for earrings, same as Lad Baby did for lunchbox. A box from B&Q for screws and that. Oh, right. Okay, there you go. So I did start looking my jewelry out. I did find a nice bracelet that I was going to put on, but it was one of those that has. It was difficult. It was not difficult to get on, but it was difficult to get on in a hurry. And of course, I was hurrying to cook my tea and come live on broadcast, so I didn't actually put it on. But it's one of those that it's got a little bar and a circle, and you have to get the bar through the circle. And don't forget, hello, Kathleen. And I've got long nails now, so everything is more difficult to do. Some of you might have seen this morning that I had a big mess all over the floor where I had to tidy up before my hairdresser came. And some of the bits I was trying to pick up off the floor. And of course, very difficult when you've got these long nails, because this is not my real nail. My real nails are short underneath. And this is, obvious extensions I've had put on. But aren't they beautiful? I'm loving them. I keep looking at them and I keep thinking how lucky I am to be able to have them, and in my wow colours with a bit of silver on. Did you see there's some silver on there as well? Got to have a bit of sparkle. So anyway, I do find it a bit more difficult to pick things up. I just dropped something on the floor. I don't know what that was. But I guess where there's a will, there's a way. And I find that I can get a piece of card and slide it under whatever it is I'm trying to pick it up, and then that helps me. So anyway, let's see. Kathleen came in. Lovely to see you, Kathleen. Look, here she is on YouTube. It doesn't matter that you're late. It's not school. You don't get a late mark for coming here. It's just nice to see you at all. So there we are, people chatting in with Kathleen. Lovely that you can come and join us. Let's see. So yes, so anyway, it's been a lovely day. I'm feeling full of beans. As I say, I didn't eat beans. Oh no, I had some sprouts. I did have that piece of broccoli that went a bit charred, but I didn't put it on my plate. I ate it before my meal was cooked. I had mushrooms, I had tomatoes, I had an egg, and I had my sausages, and that was delicious. So yes, really nice. But I'm just loving the food that I'm having, and I'm not missing all those bars of chocolate and all those naughty things that I used to have. I don't actually feel like I'm missing. I do buy the hi-fi bars. Hi-fi bars are all right with Slimming World. You can have 2 hi-fi bars as your B choice each day, or you can sin them at three sins each, and I'm allowed 15 sins, and I've got it down to a fine art. I like the Muller Light yogurts quite a lot. Fruit, no sins. For certain vegetables, no sins. So I'm going for the stuff that has a lot of stuff that has no sins, and then very low rated sins. So the Muller Light, mostly half a sin. The Turkish Delight one is 1 sin, and I don't like it as much as the toffee and the vanilla and chocolate one. So why should I have 1 Turkish Delight one when I could have 2 of the others? So I didn't buy the Turkish Delight. They're a limited edition, but I didn't buy them because I didn't want to give away the sins. So I do like my yogurts. So I have those. I have a lot of fruit. But another thing I've learned recently, and I don't know how it's taken me all these years to learn it, and probably some of you know it already, is that if you put fruit, like strawberries or raspberries, or not fruit, vegetables like carrots, if you put them in a jar and seal the lid, they stay fresh for so much longer. And I only learned that more recently. So yesterday I was in town and I bought some strawberries and some raspberries, from fresh ones, because I normally, because I couldn't keep those things fresh for long, I would buy the frozen ones and have them with yogurt. I mean, but frozen strawberries are not a patch on proper strawberries, are they? So not so nice. But because they do lovely strawberries and raspberries in the shop that's near Iceland that I went to yesterday, I thought I would. I've got plenty of jars and containers, and so I now have my fridge stacked with strawberries, raspberries, Muller Light yogurts, all those good healthy things, and salad stuff and whatever. So there we go. And Richard's saying that the Muller dairy is in Shropshire, uses milk from local farms. Oh, that's excellent. Right, let's go back a bit. Richard's saying, thought we're there. Oh yeah, where there's a will, there are relatives. I always say where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a lawsuit, usually. And I'm not wrong most of the time. Anything planned for the bank holiday, says Debs? Well, if I'm up for it, and I don't want to over promise, because I'm still very wary about how how I, about my recovery, and I don't want to overdo it. Last week I did a lot of things in the week, and then I was going to go out on Saturday to the Discovery Bay in the Sandown near the Wildlife Sanctuary, and I was going to go to the art and craft fair on the Sunday. But on Friday night I was so tired, I thought, you know what? I'm not going out on Saturday. I'm going to refresh and recharge the batteries. Not just the phone batteries, but my battery too. So I did that. All about looking after yourselves. And it was a good move. It was a good move to stay home. I would love to have been at Discovery Bay, but I have to do it on the bus as well, which is more tiring than obviously if you're going in a car. And so I decided not to do it. And so that was good. And I wasn't going to go out on Sunday either. But I went to bed mega early on Saturday. So mega early for me is about 9 o'clock in the evening. I mean, that's usually only halfway. That's like now, halfway through my evening. And I decided I was going to bed. So I went to bed, refreshed and recharged. And on Sunday morning, the sun was streaming in my flat early. I was up early, wake early because I'd been to bed so early. And the sun was streaming in. And I knew I would regret it if I didn't go to the art and craft and garden show. So I didn't rush. I took my time. I actually didn't get there till 1 o'clock. Got to get the buses, 2 buses in from Ryde. So I think I left here about I think I caught a bus about 11:30. That would have. I got there about 1 o'clock. And then spent the afternoon there, and then it didn't matter what time I came home because nobody waiting for me. So that was fine. I pootled and and I had a wonderful time, and I'm really glad I went. But I leave the decisions till the last minute, and there are lots of things going on the island this week. I know on Monday it's the Bembridge Street Fair, where I used to go. I used to trade at the Bembridge Street Fair, and I'd quite like to go there, but I'll wait and see how I feel because I don't want to overstretch myself. So Debs was asking about the bank holiday. What's anybody doing? Richard's talking about broccoli, very healthy as full of antioxidants. And then the Muller Dairy is in Shropshire. Excellent. Tracy's saying last year she had to start a healthy diet, was borderline type 2 diabetic. Wait a minute, let's take Richard's comment off, otherwise it's confusing. I don't miss all the sugary treats and chocolates, and I'm enjoying eating more fruit for snack. Absolutely, Tracy. I mean, I it's like somebody's put something extra in my, I would say my water, but somebody's actually given me some energy injection. It's like an energy drink because I actually feel better. I mean, obviously I still have issues. There are still a lot of things that do give me issues, but I am feeling, much healthier generally. I can't stand for long, and I do have some issues, but I'm happy. I'm happy with how things are going now. So you've got 3 greengrocers in your local high street. You're just greedy, Richard, having 3 greengrocers. We've got 1. We think we're lucky. So there we go. Kathleen's saying hello there. Lovely to have you in, Kathleen. And Tracy's saying, you're lucky, Richard. Their local greengrocers never opened again after the COVID lockdown. Oh, that's a shame. That's a big shame. Well, we had a greengrocers who was there and did deliveries. So I used to get deliveries from the green. I supported the local greengrocer with the deliveries because their fruit and veg was always nicer than buying it in the supermarket. Some of the supermarkets, it's a bit squished by the time it gets to you. Some of it's not, but some of it is. And always nicer to buy, from a greengrocer. That's what I feel. Anyway, so Barrow Boys were there for some years, and they used to deliver to me, and that was wonderful. And then not that long ago, I can't remember how long ago, they suddenly said they were closing, and that was it. So they closed, but someone else has opened a greengrocers there in the same place, and it's marvelous. It's it's almost seamless that it could be the same people because it's all set up exactly the same, and it's lovely. It's lovely. I bought I bought these wonderful strawberries and these wonderful raspberries, and they're just so nice and fresh. So I've popped them in the jar, because as long as I don't eat them too fast, they'll still last me for days rather than having to eat them fast because they're going to go off. Excuse me a second. That's my 0 rated Fanta. No sins. Right. So Richard's planned a walk on Sunday on the local Ramblers coach to Peak District with a subsidised fare through Commonwealth Games 2022 community grant they won, which means 4 coaches a year get 75% discount. Keep fit for a fiver. I love it. Absolutely marvellous. Keep fit for a fiver. And he thinks, wait a minute, it jumped. He thinks Osborne House are doing an event for the Queen Victoria's birthday anniversary. Well, I might have a look and see, because I'm actually a English heritage member. And Osborne House is an English heritage, so I will have a look and see. Sometimes when they put special events on, even if you're a heritage member, you have to pay, but you don't have to pay very much. It's usually a diddy bit. So a free bus pass and discount getting in, that works well for me. Tracy's feeling a lot more energetic since eating more fruit and veg. Absolutely. Kathleen saying hi to Richard there. I don't know if you can see that. Look, let's do that. Hope the weather is nice for you, Richard, says Tracy. The Peak District is lovely. Hello, Barbara. Nice to see you in there. So that's lovely. Debs is working towards her garden being her greengrocers. Absolutely. Now, you see, I was doing that with my front garden, but of course, then when I had pneumonia, the garden's gone to pot. Ha ha. What pot? Yes, it's a pot garden, the container pots. But actually, I'm getting rid of most of it, but I can't get rid of it all because I just love plants. So I will just have a few plants and I will have easy maintained plants. So I might be going to get some plants this next week if I can organise it. I might have to I'll go on the bus to the garden centre and then try and perhaps I'll have to get them. Actually, no, a friend said if I wanted to go and get some plants, and this is not the lovely friends who usually help me, but another lovely friend who said if I wanted to get some plants, she would give me a lift. So I must remember that. Otherwise, I was going to get a bus there, but then a cab home. But I don't need to do that because I've been offered a lift. If I time it right, then that would be nice. So, something that's easy. I mean, geraniums are fantastically easy, and they don't need a lot of watering. Geraniums are very, very easy plants, and my front garden is west facing, so that's my front garden is that way. So the sun rises at the back of my flat and sets over this side. So in the daytime or in the morning, the sun's streaming in my dormer windows this side. If I'm in bed and I haven't shut my ensuite door and I look up, the sun is right in my eyes. And not that I complain about the sun, but if I wanted not to have the sun in my eyes, I need to remember to shut the ensuite door. But actually, I quite like the sun streaming through, so that's nice. And then but by 1 o'clock, the sun is totally on my front garden, which was those issues when I was live streaming from it. When I want to try and stay in the shade, I had to create shade, if you remember, in my garden if I wanted to sit out there because it was just too hot. So let's have a look. So beetroot recipes, please. Okay, I'll look up some beetroot recipes for you, Debs. I never used to like beetroot, but I like it now, and it's speed food. It's good for me, very good for me. They're stonking after wintering in the greenhouse. Wow, that sounds good. Richard's family were involved in food distribution in East Midlands. Paulie's fine produce for hotels and catering industry. Established greengrocer's shop 1925 in Stamford, now part of Brake Brothers. Oh wow, I know somebody who deals with Brake Brothers accounts on the Isle of Wight. I don't know whether he goes off the island to do any of it, but he certainly deals with Brake Brothers. I know. Yes, that's good. So Tracy wishes she could use her garden for growing veg. She's terrible with plants, even managed to kill a cactus. I've almost done that too. But I tell you what, I've got my my sister and my niece came and took me and my brother and my sister-in-law out for lunch at Easter Monday, and they gave us, trying to remember the plant. Oh, my memory's wiped. My memory's what are those? I have to go and get it. Orchids. They gave us an orchid, and they are quite difficult to keep, I understand. But I've cracked it. I put it. It's in my bathroom. It's sitting on the top of the cistern, but it's lovely because every time I go to the bathroom, I see it there, and because it's in there, it's near the water, isn't it? So I just put it. It doesn't want much water. It just wants to be damp, a little bit damp soil, and so I just have a tiny thing. I don't put that doesn't hold much water, and I just, give it a little bit of water each day, and I've managed to keep it well. That's some little time since Easter, and I haven't killed it yet, so that's good. Right, so Richard's saying, Tracy, look up permaculture for growing food. There we are. There's the expert. Let's put that on there. Okay. I mean, I was also thinking about whether I let somebody else, some people let other people come and grow stuff in their gardens. Now, mine is my front garden. I'm thinking carefully about it, but there's a chap across the road who lives in a flat in a communal building, and there's a tiny little bit of, well, it was just grass outside his window. He's on the ground floor. Yes, you wouldn't expect grass to be up there, would you? Well, you might. And I noticed that I ended up chatting with him because he created a little bit of garden just there, and we are, we don't have any barriers between us and the pavement, so it's just nice. Everybody walking past can see these things. They can see my weeds at the moment, unfortunately, but he created a lovely garden there, and he had some beautiful sunflowers, and of course his property faces my side of the road, so he's not got the sun hot on his garden in the afternoon. And it seems, some of the flowers do really well over there. Mine, because of the sun being so hot, my plants, if I didn't water them on a very regular basis, it was disaster because they were so hot. So really, I need to, if I do anything out there, I need to create a garden that survives in the drought more. But I don't want to be out. I used to do so much of it, but of course these days I've got more crafting I want to do. I want to balance it up a bit. I want to do a little bit of gardening, but not a huge amount because, I'm not so fit and able. Although I'm, I'm feeling healthy, I'm not as fit and able as I used to be, obviously. So anyway, that's what I'm just going to put another light on because it's getting dark, and I have one up here. Wait a minute, sorry, that's not a good view of me, is it? Sorry, folks. There we go. We now have Let There Be Light, and there was light. Yes, so I can't remember what's going on the island on the other days, but I know it's a very busy weekend this weekend. But if I feel up to it, I will go to the Bembridge Street Fair. Why is Shane saying no? If you're coming in and shouting no at me, I need to know why you're saying no, Shane. Oh, I see. You mean it was... it's all right. You mean it wasn't a very good view of me. Okay, I get that. Sorry, I thought you were just being rude. No, some people come in and be rude, but I don't think you meant to be rude, did you? So, hang on. So, British Aquaponics Association growing vegetables, herbs, strawberries and fish in the recycling water tank was in West Midlands. That's absolutely a good idea. There are lots of ideas I could think about it. Richard says you need plants, Lynn, like in Australia's own Ventnor Botanic Gardens. Absolutely, yes. So yes, there could be things that I do. If I do go and get some plants, I certainly will get a lot of ones that don't need a lot of watering, and see how we go from there. But as I say, I did 2 years of intense gardening in my front garden during COVID. And these days, as I say, not so able, not. I don't want to be, sort of falling over in my garden. I haven't fallen over, but I can't stand for very long, and so it wouldn't be great if I fell over in the garden. I'd have to pretend to be a garden gnome, wouldn't I? But I'm not going there. So it's much better that I do mine sitting down indoors. I do like to obviously do some exercises and make sure I try and keep as fit as I can. But sometimes, some day, and you have good days and bad days. I mean, we all have good days and bad days, and I have some days when I get out of bed and I'm a little bit creased up, and I, have to hold on as I go around the flat. Other days, not quite so bad, But the thing is, life is what you make it, isn't it? And if you're all doom and gloom, then that's how it is. But I always like to look on the bright side of life. That's what I try to do. I do have my granny gnome. Yes, I do. And do you know what? I'm using it as a doorstop in my bedroom because she's actually a hat stand as well. So that lovely hat I've made, that's the incredible. Lots of you who already come on the broadcast will know my incredible edible hat. Well, she's the hat stand for my incredible edible hat. I'll put a picture up of the granny gnome afterwards with her hat on. So if you don't know what we're talking about, you can look at follow my Facebook page and you'll see. So yes, so she's lovely. I've still got my lovely granny garden gnome. I've got some of the other garden gnomes I made, but they're looking very sad. So I looked at them the other day and I thought, why don't I just give them a new coat of paint and pop them back out in the garden? That would be nice, wouldn't it? So, but part of my garden I'm doing away with because I want a parking space on there. I think no, Shane, I understand. Yes, I said when people put capital letters, it looks like they're usually shouting. I know you don't mean to shout. And of course, I suddenly realised after I thought, that you were just, you might be being. I just suddenly realised that I'd asked a question and you were answering the question. So Shane, I totally get it. I'm sorry if I thought that you were being rude. I have had some trolls in here who have been rude. That's why. But anyway. I know you're not being rude, so that's perfectly fine. Okay. So anyway, I was going to tell you, some of you will know that I don't have the best neighbour in the world. He wasn't the worst neighbour in the world either, but not the best neighbour in the world. Always wanted the parking space that was actually a visitor space for lots of people. They had 2 cars and they always put their first car in the parking space, in the visitor space, so that nobody else could use it. And actually, in the deeds of my property, it says that it's only cars to be in there temporarily. But for years they've had it anyway. I think I know I'm repeating myself to some of you, but some people will be new. Next door but one, I've got lovely neighbours that side, and lovely neighbours the other side of them. They're the ones who looked after me when I was ill. When I was on oxygen, they used to come in and do my readings that I had to ring into the hospital, and do my blood pressure and all those things. So they came and helped me with that. They're a lovely family there. So I think it's a mum and four grown-up children. And now, of course, the children are all grown up. They've all passed the driving tests, and they want to park cars. And of course, those people next door wanted 2 parking spaces for themselves. They had one, but the other one was a visitor space. Anyway, there'd been this issue, and I knew they shouldn't be in there all the time, but they tried to pretend that it was theirs, and I knew it wasn't. Anyway, the chap next door but one messaged me today, and I looked at this and I thought, who's this? Who's this messaged me? What's this? Your neighbours have moved out. And I thought, oh, for a minute it didn't, because my brain is a bit slower than it used to be. It didn't compute straight away, and then I realised he was telling me that my neighbours, the ones with the always wanting the parking, have gone. And I said, oh, how do you know? Because I don't go round the back unless I have to go to my garage, which I don't. The only reason I need to go to my garage is to clear out all the junk in it, which is not a great option because I don't stand up very well. So how am I going to clear my garage out? Because I can only stand for a few minutes, and then I have to sit down. And that's not easy to clear a garage out if you're sitting down, is it? So anyway, so at the moment, it's not it's not vital. It's not life-threatening if I don't do my garage. So, you know, I don't go there often. I went round to put something in the garage the other day that I wanted out of the way. But, you know, so I wouldn't have known that their cars went out the back. So I said to him, how do you know they've gone? He said, well, their cars are gone and there's a note on their door. I said, oh, what does it say? And it says on the door, and funnily enough, I'd come past there and I'd seen a big notice on the door, but I didn't go and read it. I couldn't read it from the pavement, and I didn't go forward to read it. And it actually said, nobody's to enter this property except coming via the agency. So I said, oh, right, okay. So that was the first I knew, which means we now, hopefully, any new neighbours that come, hope I don't get worse neighbours still. Hopefully, any neighbours that come in there now will be a bit more respectful, and be nice to the other neighbours. But the what I was saying was I was taking part of my garden away, and so that my visitors can park on that bit of my garden and won't cause an issue. And you know, I still want to go ahead with that. The only trouble is I can't afford a lot of money to make it hard standing. I don't know what it would cost. Maybe I should find out. But I was going to put some shingle down there. But of course, we've got so many cats in our area that it would just end up as a cat's toilet. And that's what I don't want to do. So I don't want to. Somebody did say put pieces of slate on it, but slate is sharp. Would that not damage people's tyres? I don't want to damage my visitors' tyres. So I need an option. Yeah, so, you know, let's see what happens there. Debs is saying, whoops, hang on. Right, Debs is saying her niece just got engaged. New thing now, thinking your hat needed. Absolutely, you need a hat. I've got one. I've got a family wedding next March, and you know, so when I put the picture of me in my new dress up online, I said, just practicing for a family wedding, although of course I won't want to wear that dress for the family wedding because people have already seen it, and I'm actually going to be mother of the groom, so I might want a new dress for that. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it, and that's okay. So anyway, you know, it's just so nice, these things, isn't it? So but now I'm going to, I did ask one of my community. I messaged her earlier, but we didn't have time to have a conversation. So I'm going to put out there, and I don't know what any of you would think of it. I was thinking of how you all used to love when I went on my travels, on my shenanigans on the train. Do you remember? How many of you remember my shenanigans on the train? And before I was ill, and then before COVID. For those of you who don't know, I used to go on the train. I used to go off to see my boys who were a long way up country. 2 boys I've got, and they're both a long way up country. I'd go off and, you know, get to my daughters. I'd go on the train, the ferry and the train and all that. Didn't bat an eyelid, but of course my mobility more difficult now. And so that's all a bit of an issue. But I did want to go and have conversations about my new website, and I want to go and see my website developer, who is a long way up country. And I know that you enjoyed all the shenanigans. Rich is saying he remembers the train shenanigans. Debs is saying front garden drive usually requires a lowered curb. Costs us. No, Debs, I won't need a dropped curb, because that's my front garden. I'm facing that way. Then between me and next door, there's an archway. Well, not up here there isn't, but lower down, because I'm on the first floor, there's an archway. So I am sitting on top of my neighbour's garage, right? Between me and my bedroom, my stairs come up from the front door, and my bedroom sits on my garage, right? So I'm at like a first floor flat with garages underneath me. I'm attached that side of my so my lounge is next door here, and I'm attached to next door, one of their bedrooms next door. But underneath my lounge and their, you know, where I join onto them, there's an archway where people drive through to the parking round the back. Okay, so so to get to what, so if I want to give a bit of my garden up, it would be that bit next to the bit where you drive in. So you wouldn't have to lower the curb because the curb is already low for them to drive in. So they could drive in and just turn onto my front drive. No problem about dropped park curbs. It's actually the bit where people park. So the driving bit is bricks. It's bricked. So, maybe bricks, but I don't know how much it would cost. And I don't think I could do it myself. I don't think that's an option. Anyway, there we go. It won't cost me for I won't have to have the drop curb. But what I want to do is make a surface there so people could just drive on so that it relieves the parking issues elsewhere. So Richard's remembering the shenanigans. Look, the train shenanigans I have. Assisted travel. Yes, that's what I would have to do. But to do the journey I want to do, it's going to cost £150, and that's cheap rate. When I used to travel all over the country on the cheap rates, it was something like £30. Yes, it wasn't a cheap. It was amazing what deals I got. That included my ferry fare and all that. It's going to be £150 to do the journey I want to do. That is from Ryde. That is including the ferry fare, but that, you know, 150 is quite a lot. And then if you think I'm going to be on a train for quite a lot of hours to get right up north, and remember we mentioned a bladder issue. Not that I want to talk about bladder issues, but if you have a bladder issue and you're on a very long journey, and then you seem to be on a train that has a toilet that doesn't work, or, you know, not working toilets, which does happen. It happens a lot, far too much. I'm thinking it's a disaster waiting to happen without, you know, too much information. So the option is to fly. Because, you know, I would only have to get to Southampton and then fly, and I think the flight would be about an hour, but it's £300. And I was thinking of doing a crowdfunder. I don't know, but I wondered whether anybody who wants the shenanigans of the Go Live Granny would make even the smallest contribution. I was thinking, you know, it's like when I did the time. I mean, I'm not very good at asking for help from me. I like to do it for other people. And when I did it for Aspire, and they wanted to get some tiles for the walls in the toilet when they were doing their refurbishment, when I asked Heath how much it was going to cost, what was the size of the problem, because he hadn't got the tiles. I said, tell me the size of the problem. What I should have said was, tell me how much it's going to cost. But I said, what's the size of the problem? So, of course, he gave me the measurements of the size of the problem. And I said, no. I don't want to know how, you know, what square meterage or footage you want. I want to know how much it's going to cost. And so he told me, and it was something like £200, wasn't it? And so I think I got 20 people to offer a tenner. And we got it straight away in an hour. I'm going to, if I fly, I'm going to fly to Newcastle, and then I could be picked up from Newcastle. So that's where I'm heading. So at the moment, the cheapest I could get was £300. But, you know, in return, you would get all my, well, you would if you donated, or you would if you didn't, you know, unless I made the travel part only available to those people in the travel club. Maybe that's a way of doing it. I don't know. But you'd certainly get shenanigans and things. So it would be an hour's flight, but I'm sure there would be a lot of shenanigans around it. I'd have to be picked up from Newcastle as well, because I can't fly direct to the place I want to go. But I know I would get a lift from Newcastle. So I'm just, you know, what does anybody think? Hello from Invergordon. I just putting it out there that, you know, a small contribution could get, because at the moment I'm debating, you know, can I really afford to go, but can I not afford to go? I want to get my website done, and I need to go and see my web developer, who happens to be a member of my family, as some of you know. And so it was just an option. I wondered whether, you know, there are people who make subscriptions to their Facebook pages and things like that, aren't there? And things like that. And I just thought, well, it possibly is an option. Sounds a good idea. Flight crowdfund. I'll try get sponsorship from airport tourism. Yeah, could do, possibly. But I want to go soon. I don't want to spend hours and hours, you know, months and months trying to get that all working. I'd like to go soon because I want the website done, so that we can start doing some amazing other things on the website. It's going to be nothing like the last website. It's going to be very much, you know, focused on very much how we can help lots of people, and how we can how we can help each other, help other businesses and local things like that, you know, and all things that would help, you know, members of the Go Live community, granny community. So Ailey's saying she loved my new dress. Thank you very much, Ailey. I love my new dress too. It's just amazing. Debs is saying train and seat booking and changing trains might be £86 or so. Even then, doesn't work smoothly. No, I definitely would not do it without passenger assist these days. You know, because before my mobility was better than it is now. You know, I'm still grateful that I can do some things, but I have to accept that it's not as good as it was, and passenger assist would certainly help. So that was something I have to investigate. But you know, but it was as I say, it was part of the fact of maybe toilets not working and that sort of thing. And you know, I wouldn't like to be stuck on a train with a toilet not working. And you know, you could say there's more than one train on the toilet, but you know, knowing how things are, there could be more than one train out. And if I got on and found one train wasn't working, I've got to walk all the way up the train. That's not easy when you've got a mobility aid, you know. So none of it. So I just want to make it, you know, more seamless. So it was just an idea I thought I'd put out there. So Tracy's saying she'd be happy to help if I set up crowdfunding. So the only thing about that, Tristan said to me, oh no, well, we'll talk about it separately, you know, privately, if anybody wants to do it. Did you get your mother's no, I did get my mother's mobility scooter, but I didn't need it at that stage, and I donated it to somebody whose need was greater than mine at the time. And actually, I don't have a mobility scooter. I'm not sure that, I mean, I walk and I rely on my mobility, my trolley for mobility. When I get tired, I sit on it because it's a seat. And lots of you lovely people contributed to that. I was going to buy it myself. I couldn't afford the deluxe model with the arms and the back rest on it. So I had ordered it as the basic one. And then you lovely people, some of you lovely people, got together in a group, you know, a private group. You made a private group and you got together and you funded my Navy Nora. And because you funded it, I was able to have the armrests. I'd only just ordered it, so I was able to change the order to get the armrest and the backrest as well. And I am forever grateful to my community for that, because I love it. I love it that it's a deluxe model, because it definitely makes life easier. Getting up off of it, you know, I can push on the arms to get up. But if there are no arms there, I couldn't push up. It's not so easy, you know, all those things. So eternally grateful to my community. Debs is saying the Victoria Tower Bar at Newcastle Station is brilliant. Wednesday night used to be open mic night. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Debs. I've never been to Newcastle, so let's see how we go. So anyway, I was just putting that out there, you know, just as a taster to see whether anybody would be interested in helping. And I will certainly, I won't deliberately make shenanigans, but I certainly will try and entertain you on my route. And if any of my previous journeys are anything to go by, there will be shenanigans, because that's what happens. Yes, Tracy, I certainly will. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to offer that. So that's good. So anyway, I love my community, and I love giving back. I don't, there are people who say, oh, you should charge for your people, subscriptions and all this and that. I don't want to do that. I want to carry on entertaining lots of you just because I can. Tracy's just spotted. Tracy, hello, Tracy. Nice to see you in the broadcast. She's just spotted that I was live. Just come back from helping her son move into his flat. So is that a first flat, Tracy? I presume. Oh, how wonderful! Is it? I take it it's not far away, because I presume if you've just come back, he's probably still on the island, is he? I know he works he did work on the island. So that sounds fun. Does that mean a bit more peace and quiet in your household? Oh dear, when the chicks fly the nest. But in my case, I flew the nest before my daughter. she was the last one to leave my property. Well, no, I'd been in a property, and then the boys had gone, and she was still with me. But I moved to another property, and she was still there when I moved to the Isle of Wight. So she was the last one out of my property. Tracy says he's living in cows. Excellent. Ailey's saying she remembers that, Lynn. She's sure she gave a donation. Yeah, I'm sure you probably did, Ailey. And a donation for a scooter that got fixed. Yes, the scooter that got fixed was for Inga. And it was then she ended up with a collapsed scooter. I think she bumped into something. I don't know. And then... yes, so we did fix her scooter, but then there was an issue, and I think it was no good anymore. And then she was devastated without a scooter, and I had a scooter sitting in my garage. It wasn't being used, and so I gave it to her, because to me that was the right thing to do. I didn't need it. Why sit? It might rust in my garage before I ever needed it, and so I gave it away, because I think that was to me the right thing to do. Right, Debs is her husband's carer and on a mobility scooter, but was forbidden to enter a room at the hospital where hubby with missing brain file was being asked questions. Sad hospital. That's not okay, because if your husband is not capable of answering those messages, don't they have an accessibility any accessibility anything? What am I trying to say? An accessibility policy in place where you should be able to get in there. You're forbidden to enter. So if you were walking, Debs, would you have been able to go in that room and answer the questions? Because that's actually very wrong. So Tracy's saying the floating bridge was too much hassle getting him to work. Some days it took him 45 minutes to get from yours to work. Not good enough. Oh, absolutely. I totally get it, Tracy. So he's now the other side of the floating bridge. So for anybody who doesn't know, we are here living on the Isle of Wight, and there we have a river inlet between East Cowes and West Cowes. So there's an inlet. And you can drive all the way round from East Cowes all the way round to West Cowes. So you've got to go in through Newport and out the other way. Or technically you should be able to get on the floating bridge, which takes cars and pedestrians, or should do, across that bit. And you just pay a small amount to get across the floating bridge. But in their wisdom, the council ended up with a floating bridge that was not fit for purpose when it bought, and it's off more than it's on. And you see a sign saying the floating bridge is not running today, and they've wasted millions of pounds on this thing, and they won't tell us. They settled it eventually with the people who made it, but they won't tell us how much they settled for. It's private. We're not allowed to know how much of our money they gave away. Or how much they didn't get in replacement. So this floating bridge, not fit for purpose, but the signs say it's not going. It would be better to put up today the sign that the floating bridge is going, because that was more newsworthy than when the floating bridge wasn't going. I'll get off my hobby horse, shall I? Another thing that needs sorting. Yes, so I totally get that why he's moved from one place to the other, because it would take him too long, and then he'd get into trouble for being late for work, wouldn't he? So no, not good enough, not good enough at all. But anyway, you're looking forward to the summer as he's right in the high street, and his windows look out onto the high street. You can see hours of people watching come. Oh, people watching! I love people watching. Reminds me of my dad and my nan. They both used to people watch. My nan moved into a flat that wasn't on the main road. That it was sort of like a village within. So the area I lived was West London, and I lived like in a village bit of a suburb. So the bit I lived in was like a village of its own, but within a suburb. And my gran, so the main road was Pithanger Lane there, and my gran lived in this road here, and in her flat she could see, if she looked out the window, she could see the main road and the buses going by. But if she was sitting down in her chair, she couldn't. So she put a mirror up so she could look in the mirror and she could see all the action going by just a bit up the road. So that was amazing. So let's have a look. Shane's saying, why did they not keep the old? I think something went wrong with the old chain ferry, Shane. I think that's why it was replaced. But I think now they're replaced. They are finally, after all these years of it being wrong, and I don't know how many years it's been wrong, I think they've decided that actually getting a new one. Let's hope that they actually do the job properly and it's fit for purpose this time. Ailey's saying it's always best to give to someone more in need. She's talking about me giving my mum's mobility scooter away. I think a member of my family told me off, but I said no. I said if I don't need it now and it's in the garage and it, I might never need it. I mean, I might, at the moment I don't want to go to a mobility scooter because I'm managing, but not very, I pace myself. I have to do it as and when I feel, and sometimes I take taxis. Tracy's saying not till 2026, but at least it's on the horizon, Tracy. It's good, isn't it, that we actually know that they're going to do it, but it's going to be very inconvenient for lots of people until 2026. And then let's hope they've got it right and fit for purpose. So there we go. So where are we now? 2024. Yes. So, right. Let's see. Oh, lots to do in these next 2 years. There's something else I want to do in this next 2 years. And those of you who know my biggest hobby horse will know what that is. But perhaps I'm not going to give too much away, because if I give away my game plan, people might outsmart me. And we don't want that to happen. I know I'm talking in riddles. If you want to know more, you'll have to talk privately to me. So Ailey said, always best to give someone more in need. Well done. And Debs is saying, yes, Ailey, anyone want a strawberry planter pot? Oh, so you've got a planter pot to give away. Excellent. So Tracy's saying the current floating bridge is so noisy as the cogs don't go round properly, and it bangs every time you're on it, makes you jump every time you're on it. I don't go on it. So hang on, I've got somebody who didn't realise what I was going. Sorry, somebody who missed the fact that I went live at 8. Yeah, so Richard knows what I mean. There we go. So anyway, anything anybody else wants to share with us? Is in the nature of what the Go Live Granny community likes, all sorts of things. Anybody got holidays booked? I'm sure Richard is coming to the island soon because he loves to come to the island. Ailey's saying she loves the birthday card I made for my granddaughter. Very talented, Lynn. And you know what? I didn't create that out of my head. I watched Sam Cole. I watched several people. I watched Louise, who does a YouTube channel called Iced Images. I watch Sam Calcott, who does mixed up crafts. I think she's called hers, and it was one of Sam's. And she did it, it appeared online the other day, and I thought, oh, I rather like that. I was undecided what I wanted to do for my granddaughter, and she likes yellow. Her favourite colour is yellow, so I said, oh well, let's do some yellow. And I thought gold and yellow is really nice. So it was on a yellow card with gold on top, and yellow bits peeping out. If you haven't seen what I did for my granddaughter, it's on my Facebook page. It's in my story, my Facebook story. I don't know if I've put it on my Instagram yet, and I'm looking at trying to get on do TikTok again. So hang on a minute, I'm just getting a message. Right, just sending a message back. Okay, hang on. That's it. Are you? Hang on. Let's see. Oh, right. Tracy's saying, "Are you in East Cowes for the RNLI celebrations?" I thought, Tracy, when earlier in the broadcast before you came in, I think I was trying to remember what was on this weekend, and I know it's Bembridge Street Fair on Monday, but I couldn't remember what was on Saturday and Sunday. So Tracy's prompted me there. It's East Cowes is having a Royal National Lifeboat Institution celebration on Saturday. How old are they, Tracy? Is it 200 years? I can't remember. And of course, we are an island, and we rely on lifeboats, as a means for some people's lives being saved, and they've saved an awful lot of lives. So let me just see. So Shane's been on the mainland showing his very old cylinder petrol lawnmower. So where have you been doing that, Shane? And Richard's going to be on the island the 10th to the 12th of August. And Tracy's saying, yes, 200 years old for 200 years old for the RNLI. So yes, so just remind me a bit of what's going on there. What time does it start, Tracy? And what are the, tell us some of the things that are going on, and then I can put that on the screen. So I don't know, how many Isle of Wight people are watching or will be watching this before very much longer. But yes, I would like to come down. I haven't been down to East Cowes for a while. Probably have. I've probably been on the ferry and forgotten. Yes, I came through East Cowes on a ferry at Easter, but I was in my brother's car. Procession into the town starts at 13. Do you mean at? Oh, sorry, at 12. Thank you. At 12. Oh, I'll see if I can get down there. I'll have to look what time the buses are. That's not too early for me. And so therefore, folks, if I can, if God is willing, I will go and do some live streaming, or either live streaming or videoing. Sometimes I do the video these days and put it up on YouTube and Facebook, because often the signal's not so good, and it's a better experience if it goes up as a video onto there. It's not so dippy. When I did my live stream in Tina's shop the other day, when I watched it back, you could see it wasn't clear all the time. If it's a video, usually it's much clearer. Right. Elizabeth says that sounds amazing, but I don't know what she was referring to because I keep jumping from one subject to another. So let's have a look. Shane, you love stripes. You love the stripes that the cylinder mowers make. Not easy getting them straight. Yes, that was amazing. We had when I was growing up, we lived in a big Victorian house that had like 150 foot of garden, and most of it was lawn, until when it was nearly my wedding, and we had the wedding at home, and my dad made a patio. He'd never done anything like that before. Him and my then fiance made a patio in time for the wedding at the back, and then my mum said, "Oh, that's really nice, so nice. Now can you do the front garden as well before the wedding?" Which they did. They did the front garden with hexagons, so they had to tessellate with hexagons. And I never knew what tessellate meant until I was a grown up and long into my adulthood. And tessellate means the shapes that fit together with no gap. And there's a funny story about that too, because I used to run a nursery school, and I used to tell my children great big words like that. So I hadn't learned the word tessellate until I was well into my adulthood. But I taught my nursery children that. I said, I'm going to teach you a big word, but you're never going to remember it, are you? And of course, if you say to children, you're never going to remember it, what are they going to do? They're going to remember it. And so my nursery school was in our house, and the lino, the floor covering in the toilet, had hexagons, because hexagons obviously tessellate with each other. Did they? Yes, they do, don't they? They tessellate with each other. And so when we were queuing to go to the toilet, I looked at the floor and I said, I taught the children about tessellating shapes. And I said, that's when I said, oh, you're not going to learn this big, not going to remember this big word. And so they did. Well, we used to have to be inspected, obviously, as nursery school providers. This is how to impress the inspectors. So, excuse me. So when the inspector was there, I think I can't remember how I did it, but I did something. So I don't know whether I did manipulate it or whether a child just came out with it. But we were talking about shapes when the inspector was there. And one of the children said, oh, look, those shapes tessellate. Now, these children were 4 and under. Tessellate's not a word that would normally be in their vocabulary. And the inspector's mouth went, this was pretty impressive. I did have to do a little giggle inside. But if you do that, if you tell children they're not going to remember it because it's too big a word and they won't be able to remember it, you're challenging them, and they, in my experience, they do. Dorset at 3, Oakfords and Braymore. Oh, right, so you've got events. Oh, that's where you went to show it. Excellent. And Elizabeth put, that sounds amazing. So I don't know whether she was referring to you, Shane. Maybe she was. Tracy's going to share a poster with me about the RNNI. I think I had seen it, but and see these things, when I see them, I have to write them in my diary, and then I have to remember to look in my diary, because as I say, part of my brain seemed to get wiped. And the files aren't all back in the filing cabinet yet. You must go. Your friend from next door has turned up for a cup of sugar, Anne. A cup of sugar. Anne is 94. I will make her a brew. That's a good idea, Hayley. That's nice. RNLI, biggest support group redonation, is from West Midlands, even though we're furthest from the sea. Oh, bless. The procession. Oh, the procession sounds amazing. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Tracy. I will have a look. I can see that you sent me a message because I got my big screen on. Oh, thank you. So, yes, let's see. Let's have a look. Let's share it. Right, Lifeboats RNLI 200, East Cowes celebrating the 200th anniversary of the formation of the RNLI, a weekend of events, procession through the town, exhibitions and film, live music and stalls, RNLI sea rescue drills, guided tours of RNLI works. And it's from Friday. It starts on Friday. So which day is the procession? Is the procession on Saturday? It doesn't say, does it? Oh, wait a minute, hang on. It might say on the set. She sent me 2 posters. So, right, okay, so Saturday. So it doesn't say what's happening on Friday, but, so maybe the other bits are happening on Friday, but Saturday the 25th of, oh, wait a minute, hang on, did I just get that? No, it didn't have a date on that, on the first bit. It says 24th to 27th. And on the second poster she sent me, it says, Saturday the 25th of May, procession through the town, marching bands, an RNLI lifeboat, Coast Guard, decorated floats, vintage cars and mascots, Stormy Stan and Ted Funnel. Ted Funnel is that great big teddy bear that I was with the other day. Was it? Yes, I think he was the big teddy bear at the Riverfest. I'm pretty sure that's the right teddy I've got. And then 12 o'clock from Sovereign Gate, York Avenue, to the Green at the Esplanade. Right, okay, so I have to make sure I get into the right place. And on the Esplanade, there's going to be live music. Whoops, hang on. With Cornerstone, Randini, Mad. Randini is a magician. I used to teach his son in school. Mad Aid Bar, RNLI stand, Bring a picnic for an afternoon by the sea. Well, that sounds like an invitation I can't refuse. Hook a duck. A giant duck will hook lucky ducks from the... Oh, so probably somebody dressed up as a duck. A giant duck will hook lucky ducks from the paddling pool to win prizes for the public. Wow. So that sounds good. And sea rescue. The RNLI will demonstrate a man overboard rescue. It might be a woman overboard. Or is it definitely a man overboard? Yes, 200 years anniversary of the RNLI. Rescue exercise on the Esplanade. So thank you, Tracy, for supplying that information. Sam's friends Janet and Margaret say evening. Good evening, Janet and Margaret. Nice to see you here. Richard's saying, like in mosaics in the Roman villas, Brading and Newport. Yes, so we were talking about the tessellating shapes. Excellent. And Shane's saying, not easy getting stripes on a lawn. No, I know it's not. But I was thinking of when my dad mowed that lawn. That's where I went off at a tangent. You use a Scilla mower all the time, and you were a groundsman. Excellent. Yes, so there we go. So lots of interaction tonight, folks. That's lovely to see you all chatting away here. Hang on. So I think just checking whether I've got any other messages coming. No. So I've replied to the messages of people over there. Tracy's saying the RNLI celebration sounds like fun. Do you know, we have so much going on the island, and before COVID, before you knew me, Tracy, I used to go all over. I used to go to as many events as I could get to, as my little legs would carry me, and or my bus pass would carry me. And I used to go and do the carnivals, and we had penguin plunges and Santa dashes and classic car shows and all those things. There were things all the time. And then we had COVID, and then we had some things come back. But this year, everything seemed to be coming back with a vengeance. And, every week, oh, I know, I think there's something on Ride Seafront, isn't there? Isn't there, Jack? What's the Jack? Tracy, you might be able to. Tracy Cool, you might be able to help me on that. Is it Jack Up? Something to do with Jack Up the 80? I can't remember. I think there's something on the Ride Esplanade, and I don't know whether it's Saturday and Sunday or whether it's Sunday. Because if I pace myself through the week, I might be able to do live streaming on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, or videoing. I'll see what I can do. I'm not going to promise because I have to look after me first. Richard's saying, if you shave the tigers, their skin's still striped. All right, okay, bless. I don't think I want to go shaving any tigers anytime soon, but thanks for the information, Richard. Always useful to know, I'm sure. So yes. So I might try and get to some of these things. Jack Up's the summer in August. Yes, I know that's in August. So Tracy's saying before COVID, Tracy, she was out more than she was indoors. Absolutely. And Tracy, both Tracy, that's why I never, why I cancelled my TV license, because my money issues, money was very tight, and I was never here to watch the TV. So I cancelled my TV license because I was only ever got home almost to live stream at night if I did, or go to bed, didn't I? I was out and about all the time. Then COVID hit, and then life was a bit different after that. I did some live streaming, and then of course I got pneumonia, and last year I was recovering from that. So yeah. So COVID, she's saying COVID, but did I say something? Oh yes, it said before COVID, but she means before COVID. That's right. It probably did predictive text for you. We knew what you meant, Tracy. So yes. Isle of Wight tractor drive the 26th at the 8 Bells. Start time is 10:30. Oh right, so where are they going, Shane? Which way are they going? Are they going out from the 8 Bells, or are they going in through town? Richard's saying the tiger facts from talks at the Wild Tiger Fact. Oh, you got it from the talks at the Wild Heart Animal Factory. Debs is saying, Richard, don't stand next to the bearskin hats at the King's birthday parades. No, and do you know what? I saw a somebody trying to take a photograph and being right next to one of the soldiers, the soldiers, and the soldier got aggressive with the person and made her jump. 2024. So what is 2024? Not 2020. It is 2024. Yeah, but I thought you. Oh wait. Oh, I see. Yes. Shane said Isle of Wight tractor drive 26th of May, and he put 2020, but it should have been 2024. And the 8 Bells start time is 10:30 a.m. Okay, but do you know which way they're going, Shane? Let us know. If I can't get there myself for that, I will see if I can share other people's. So what I tend to do, if I can't do it myself, I find somebody else who's either done a video or some photographs and share the stuff out. Because when I started live streaming about the island, nobody else was doing it. That's why I did it, because nobody was really promoting the island at all. But now we've got lots of vloggers and bloggers who come to the island, and we've got lovely people on the island who share it all out. So I actually can, sometimes I can sit at home and share their stuff out. So I've got my isleofwight.live page, and I tend to share events on. If I see events coming up, I share them all over there. And I need to do some live streaming or some videos from that page, because I haven't done much of that for a long time, but I can. I mean, I tend to be on my Go Live Granny page, but actually, if I'm promoting an island event, I might pop over to there and do some of those. I don't know. And then if I can get, I get my airfare together to go up to Newcastle, well, to fly to Newcastle, and then get my website sorted while I'm spending time with one of my family. That would be really good, because all these things would then go on my website. And Elizabeth saying she wishes she. Hello, Elizabeth. She says she wishes she had my energy. Well, do you know what? My mum and dad had a load of energy, so it's obviously in the genes. Except I don't wear jeans anymore, and I've just bought some new trousers that are smaller. Sorry, my pun, Tracy's now giving me the details for Ticket to Ride. Thank you very much, Tracy, and all those people giving me the information I need. You are amazing. This is a wonderful community. I love it so much. I just ask, and it shall be given to you. And here it is. So late May bank holiday weekend. Oh, while I'm doing that, could one of you please bring up send me the information for the Bembridge Street Fair, so I can read out what's going on there. I know there's loads going on, but I can't recall it. If you can send that to me on Messenger, I can bring that up too, which is why I now sit in front of my computer when I'm doing my live streams. So late bank holiday weekend, 25th, 26th of May, Eastern Gardens, Ride Harbour. So which is the 25th? Wait a minute, what are we on today? It is the 22nd, Wednesday the 22nd, Thursday the 23rd, Friday the 24th. So 25th and 26th is the Saturday and Sunday. Okay, yes, because 27th is the bank holiday. So hang on, I'm just having to look a bit closer, because I really should enlarge it, but anyway, I can see it. The island's best bands, free admission, fresh stalls, freshly cooked local food, real ale bar, all island traders. I think that's a group called the All Island Traders. I think they do craft stuff. Kids activities, family fun. On Saturday, you've got Steve Loves Island Songs. Oh, he does some fun songs about the island. I must see if I can get. Wait a minute. I got a conflict now, because how can I be on Ride Seafront and in East Cowes? Unless, I don't know what time Steve Love is singing. I could perhaps get down there and then hop on a bus and get through to East Cowes by 12 o'clock. Don't know. Let's look at the bus timetables and see how it all works. Charlene Duncan, I know her, but I don't know. I think she's a singer. The Sirens, Amelia, I know she's a singer because I met her in the Crepe Lovers, the shop that makes lovely crepes. The Sirens. Oh no, I said that. It's not a phase. It's not a phase, Mum. I suppose that's a group, is it? The Signalman. I don't know half these people. Let's have a look. Wait a minute. Elizabeth saying, well done, Lynn. You're doing good. Tracy's saying she sent me the poster. I've already found it. Thank you, Tracy. Elizabeth's husband's birthday, the 24th. So I expect you're doing a bit of a celebration, probably. Hi, Nathan. Nice to see you. Nathan, one of the members of the Go Live Granny community from years ago. Haven't spoken to you for a little while, Nathan. That's nice. Sunday the 26th on Ticket to Ride. They call it Ticket to Ride, the event. Divalicious, Amy Jolliffe, Momentary High, Charlene Duncan, Greg Barnes, the Red Cats, and Rock and Roll Trio. Thank you, Tracy, for that. That's wonderful. Wait a minute, I've gone the wrong way with the posters. Let's go the other way. Benbridge Street Fair. Look, you know, my wish is your command. How wonderful. Just ask and it shall be given to you. Benbridge Street Fair 2024, and I used to trade at the Benbridge Street Fair and it was brilliant. I used to sell so much. I used to sell children's books, and I used to sell so many children's books at the Benbridge Street Fair. It's a free street fair, you know, they don't close the street off. Anybody can come and go. It's just amazing. It's just such a wonderful atmosphere, and it's got an event for the whole family to enjoy 11:30 to 4. So this is on Monday the 27th. 60 plus stalls, free park and ride, 21 classic cars, magic act, children's Disney characters, food stalls, beer stalls, and lots more. There will be a lot of our crafters there. There will be a lot of our local businesses there. And you see, those are the sorts of things I really love to promote, because as a community, we should be promoting all those things and helping our community to survive and grow. And of course, you know, what is it they say? So I can't remember the figures, but they say £5 spent in a local business is worth so much. You know, it really, I can't remember it all. So again, file wiped. Not to worry. New bus timetables are out at Trackle Centre, by the way. Trackle, do you mean Trafford? No. Or do you mean on the island, new bus timetables? I don't know. Anyway, so that's a lot of going. I would love to be at the Benbridge Street Fair, and if I can get there, I will. If I can get to any of these events, I will. But, you know, I'm not, like I used to promise I would always be there. I'm not doing that anymore, because I have to make sure that I'm up for doing it. Because if I get there and I'm collapsed double because I didn't take care of myself, not going to be a good experience for you viewers, is it? Or a good experience for me. So I will try and be at some of these events if I can. Tracy, are you going to be around on the Saturday at the RNLI? Because if you are, I'd love to catch up with you, because we don't see each other very. Oh, right. So what's Tracy's? Oh, Tracy. Oh, she's sending me the bus timetables. Wow, how wonderful. So she's sending me the bus timetables. Oh, that's good. Thank you. I am so lucky. So lucky that I have a community that help me with all the issues that I have, or you know, so that I can see that. Right. So I can see that I could get to East Cowes. See, if I leave it till the 11:50 from Ride, then I'm going to miss the parade, because the parade's at 12, isn't it? I think. So I would need to get the 10 to 11 bus to East Cowes. Then I get there at 11:18. So I'll be there quite a long time before. Let me work it out when I'm not on camera and see what I can do. But thank you, Tracy, for doing that. You know, you are a star. But I always knew that. You know, the way you helped me with that, do the carnival that time. Tracy is one of the Go Live Granny original members of the community, and supporting me long before I did a lot of live streaming too, I think. Didn't you? Because we did, you know, carnivals and things. But before that, Tracy, how did we meet? I don't remember how we met. Remind me how we met, or either on here or privately. We've known each other quite a lot of years. I was looking at the photograph the other day of us in the cafe. Do you remember when I came to the cafe? Is it the Breeze? I came and sat in the cafe with you and your daughter, and we had all the animals all the, no, not the animals, the toys that, I think the toys that had come off the carnival float or were going on the carnival oh, sorry, Tracy. Tracy's shouting at me now. Look, she's shouting at me. But with due respect, she should do, because she said, I promise not to mention the carnival, because she was such a Trojan, and she worked so hard on that. I'm going to give you some, real praise, Tracy. So I can mention the carnival, because then I can praise you. This is a joke between us. But Tracy worked so hard. For those of you who don't know, one year I used to live stream the carnivals, and then one year somebody said, "Why don't you do a Go Live Granny Carnival float?" And so I did, and I was on the carnival float. But it's a bit difficult to live stream the carnival when you're on the float. So actually, although it was fun to be on the float, it really wasn't great for any of you wanting to watch the carnival. But we had a very purple float. We had loads of lovely things, and people all over the country sent in knitted items to go on the carnival. And oh yes, so I did, Tracy. Sorry, I'll come back to that comment in a minute. So people knitted stuff to go on the carnival float, and we had somebody bought some wonderful purple glitter curtains that we had as a fringe around the bottom, and somebody did some, we had so much going on that float, and Tracy was helping. Well, she dressed a lot of the float, and so we put it into two carnivals. We put it in the main carnival, and then we put it in the illuminated carnival. But of course, we then had to illuminate it. We didn't have to take everything off it on the Thursday and put it all back on the Saturday, fortunately, because I think there might have been a murder. I think Tracy might have murdered me if I needed that done. But we were able to put the lorry. We put it on before I put my garden. Before I did the container garden on my front garden, we put the lorry on the garden. Well, I didn't, but somebody, I think Phil drove it onto the garden. Phil owns it. He drove it onto the garden, and then we sort of we took all the bits off, the main bits off of it, anything that could be taken away easily. And we covered it over with tarpaulins. And then on the Saturday was the illuminated carnival, and Tracy was on the float, tying all the bulbs. The light bulbs have been. I had a light bulb moment, and I spoke to the people who run Bright Bulb, which it's not an electric company as you might think. It is it's a company on the island. I've watched them grow from being a tiny little business to actually being quite a big business now, and award-winning. They've won loads of awards, and I know the people who run it, Matt and Fiona, and then all their team. And I said to them, how about you give me a banner for Bright Bulb, your business. I'll put it on the side of my lorry, my carnival float. If you provide us with some lighting to go on, so those lights that run off a battery, the LED lights that run off a battery. If you provide us with some of those, I will provide you with some advertising. And that's what we did. But it was Tracy who put all those. All the light bulbs, she fixed all the things up. I didn't do ladders much, so I was more mobile then, but I didn't do ladders, didn't like climbing up on lorries, although I was on the lorry for the event. I actually wasn't all that comfortable being on a lorry for the whole of the carnival, but I did it. I sat very, very carefully. I was a bit worried about it, but anyway, I lived to tell the tale. But Tracy got up there and she did all those, and she was absolutely a trooper. And any of her family, her family have been very involved in doing things for the Go Live Granny community in the garden, putting up gazebo in the garden for me, and all sorts of things. They've done so much. Probably some of it I've actually forgotten because my brain's been wiped, but loads of it I didn't forget. And I know. She says, I met when I live streamed the Kezi Kindness event. But you know what? I'm even forgetting. Where did we do the Kezi? Oh, was it the garden? Remind me. It's terrible. I stood on my balcony taking pictures while she was getting wet in the rain. Sorry, Tracy. But, it was to prove how... Yes, I was inside taking pictures off my balcony. But you know what? She couldn't have thought it was too bad because she's still coming into my community here. And she's not beating me up. She might be telling me off a bit, but you know what? Happy badinage, happy banter. You know, so she was such. She and her family have been absolute troopers in the Go Live Granny community since the community started. Oh, Debs is saying her son might be coming to the. Her son's family might be coming to the Isle of Wight. Hang on. But if his company has an IT emergency, he'll have to work instead. Oh, what a shame. Hope you don't have a. Oh yes, Tracy. Was it? It was down on the green, wasn't it? I think it was on the green. Was it? I'm thinking because you know I do so many things, and you know when you have a brain that's sort of some of the files have been corrupted. It's difficult, but yes, I did. Yes, East Cows Rec. That's it. There we go. When we did a first fun day, that's it. So do you know what? I looked at that comment and I only saw the bit that said when we did our first fun day, and it actually says East Cows Rec. So yes, it was the rec. Absolutely. And yes, I went down there, did a lot of publicity. So that's how I met Tracy. And you know what? She's not one of those people who scroll on by because she doesn't like it. She might give me, tell me off for things, but she keeps on coming back for more. You can't get too much of a good thing, can you, Tracy? Anyway, and she's just an amazing lady. She and her family, lots of people in this community, amazing people, wonderful people doing all sorts of wonderful things. Ailey did loads of stuff. Richard's done loads of stuff. Lots of the and lots of you. I don't want to name names now because I'm going to forget. Debs I've actually met through my son, not here on the island, but when I was up there. Tracy Kershaw's going to say, wait a minute, I'm going to use that saying when I forget things. The file is corrupted. Imitation is a sincerest form of flattery. I don't mind you copying that. I just thought it was a good way of explaining actually how I tend to feel. And Tracy's saying, wow, where's the time gone? Just unbelievable. Richard's saying, Tracy, also good support for Nikki. Oh, yes. So Tracy is a huge supporter of Nikki, who set up the Cosy Kindness charity. And anybody watching who doesn't know what that is, Nikki had a daughter, Kezzy. Kezzy was a wonderful little girl who used to smile a lot. Sadly, she's no longer with us, but her mum, in her memory, set up a charity called Cosy Kindness, and Tracy Cool is one of the biggest supporters of that charity and has done so much for that charity. And what they do is raise funds so that they can give things to the children to make them smile. Local children, to make them smile, and they've done amazing things. They do a lot of it by online raffle, and it's amazing. Tracy, do you know how much you've raised over the years? Because you've done an amazing amount of raffles, all sorts of things there. So it's just absolutely amazing. Debs is saying she's got to go. She's great listening to my positive chat. Thanks, Debs. Nice to see you. Bye. 8 years ago. Tracy's saying it was 8 years. My goodness, 2017. 2017? Is that 8 years? My maths brain is that far has been corrupted as well. That's my excuse, and I am sticking to it. Anyway, folks, much as I'd love to chat to you, I actually want to go and have my pudding. I didn't have my pudding when I very hurriedly ate my tea to come on here, so I could be on here by around 8 o'clock, somewhere near 8 o'clock it was, just a few minutes after. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to have some yogurt, and I'm going to have, now if I have fat-free Greek yogurt, I don't have to count any sins, and I can have that with some of the strawberries that I've got in that jar and raspberries, and that would be totally no sins. I could have a flavoured yogurt, a Muller light yogurt, or even two. Sometimes I have two. And they are half a sin each. And I've still got enough space to have a few more sins, 2 or 3 more sins. So 2 yogurts would be 1 sin. So, but if I have the fat-free Greek yogurt on its own, it's pretty plain. But I bought from My Protein, Then I've got lots of little flavorings. They're in a dropper bottle. I've got all sorts of flavorings, and they are no sins on Slimming World either. So I could turn my Greek yogurt into strawberry yogurt. I can turn it into chocolate yogurt, hazelnut yogurt. I've got some marzipan, cheesecake flavoring, lemon flavoring. I've got loads. I've got loads and loads. All different ones. But my granddaughter likes the hazelnut one, and she puts it in her coffee. So now I put it in my coffee, and it actually makes the coffee very nice. Just a teensy drop, just a little squeeze of the pipette, but a tiny squeeze of the pipette, not a huge. And it flavours it. It's really nice. But I was lucky. I mean, my daughter buys that from Slimming World, and she gave me some at Christmas. She gave me a Slimming World basket. She made up a basket of Slimming World items. And so, and I have her to thank, because if she didn't start Slimming World, I wouldn't have started it. Tonight we were comparing notes, and she said, "Oh, you've done very well, but don't forget who suggested you went to Slimming World, or said, do it with me." I said, yes, no, but then she very quickly said, "But Lynn, you had, Mum, you had to actually do it." But I said, yes, but I wouldn't have done it if she hadn't persuaded me. So yes, it is a lot down to her. Elizabeth's allergic to chocolate. She comes out in hives, so that's not nice. Tracy says, "Oh, they sound nice. Would they for making your own ice cream?" Oh, yes, that would be nice. Shane's saying you go from Carisbrook to Freshwater on the tractor run. So it goes from the 8 Bells out towards Freshwater. Right, okay. Well, I don't think I probably won't be there, but if anybody else is doing any live streaming, Shane, let me know and I can share it all out, because I don't think I can split myself into enough pieces. But no, going back to the My Protein, they sell that in my daughter's Slimming World group, but they don't sell it in my Slimming World group. And I think in Tasha's Slimming World group they were $4.99 each, but actually on the My Protein site they're $6.99 for a little bottle like that. It lasts a long time unless you put mega lots on, and I don't need mega lot. But I didn't really want to pay. I wanted to get some of them, but I didn't really want to pay $6.99 a bottle. So I thought, oh no, I won't do that. And then of course you've got the postage to pay as well. But then I was looking at my Top Cashback site. Of course, I buy a lot of things by using the Top Cashback site and go through that site to other sites, and then get cashback on what I shop on. And actually, My Protein is on the Top Cashback site. So I looked there and to see, and they were having a mega sale. So they had the bottles at £3 something. Oh, thank you. Tracy's saying, if I can't get to East Cowes on Saturday, let her know and she'll video the procession and share it. Excellent, Tracy. I'll let you know. At this moment in time, I intend to come if I can. That would be great if I can get down there, because the thing on the Jack sorry, corrupt files, because the ride event is going on Saturday and Sunday. I think really I should come to East Cowes and do other things on Sunday on Ride Seafront. So that would be good. I think that would make it better if I can. This is if I can, and so share it out like that. So my intention is, it depends also, Tracy, if it's torrential rain, I won't come, because I don't know what the forecast is, but I don't like getting wet. Not because I'm, a baby or anything, but because I had pneumonia. When you have pneumonia and you get wet, it's not a good plan. And bearing in mind I almost died from pneumonia, don't want to revisit that one anytime soon. So anyway, so going back to the protein. So My Protein had a sale on, and they were selling them, instead of $6.99, they were $3 something. £3 something a bottle, and so I paid the postage, but you could get a lot of bottles within that one postage bracket. It's rained all day, all today by me. It's rained here, but I haven't been out today, so that's okay. Elizabeth's saying it's rained with her. Tracy's saying if it's torrential rain, she won't be going either, so you won't video either. No, I don't blame you. And the lifeboat men won't mind because they're used to being in the wet, aren't they? Because when they do their rescues, they are in the water. So there we go. But folks, I really think I should end up now. I have been, you've had a lot of time. You've had 2 hours and 9 minutes and 55 seconds. And, thank you for everybody participating. It's lots of fun here. I'm so glad to be back live streaming. Richard's put rain all day. Oh, here too, I think he's put. I thought he meant for Saturday. I don't know what the forecast is for Saturday. Elizabeth's hoping it doesn't rain. She's saying good night, God bless, love you all. And Shane's saying the end of the tractor run is at the Ferguson Family Museum. I'm not quite sure where that is. Tracy's saying night, she's off to get ready for work tomorrow. Excellent. So Tracy, on Saturday, are you working or are you off and watching the parade? I don't know. Let me know. Anyway, I'm going to say night, everybody. Thank you for joining me here. It's wonderful. It's just like old times, isn't it? Oh, that's in Freshwater. It's just like old times again. I feel so energized by all of you coming in and chatting with me. Tracy's had rain all day in Liverpool and it's still raining now. Oh, that's not nice, is it? Not nice. But anyway, the flowers need the rain. My weeds don't need the rain. Don't want them. Cass just sent me a message saying she missed it, but she's going to watch the replay. Tracy's sending me a picture of the weather forecast. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going to happen let's see what the forecast is. So it's got a sun with a cloud in front of it for Saturday, between 17 and 13 degrees. So that actually, yeah. Oh, so we could be okay. Yes, Tracy, I will do. Okay. Tracy Kershaw, I'm saying I will do. Tracy, thank you for the information. Right, everybody. Thank you so much for your loyalty and for coming in and sharing time with this mad woman. But, I've enjoyed your company and I think you might have enjoyed mine as well. And each other's, because it's lovely how you chat with each other where you can. Night, everybody. See you soon. Not quite sure when I'm going live soon. I might get back to the stage where I do, I feel that I can schedule in regular things so when I'm going live, like you did before. So Tracy's saying take care. Enjoyed tonight. And Shane's saying what is on Sunday? On Sunday, it's the hang on. What's it called? Just let me scroll back to Tracy's post, and I can tell you. So it's Ticket to Ride on Eastern Gardens and Ride Harbour on Saturday. That's Saturday and Sunday, and on Monday it's Bembridge Street Fair. So Tracy Cool is saying it's been great again, Lynn, thank you. But it's only been great because everybody's been interacting. If you didn't interact, I'd just be sitting talking to my phone. But I have enjoyed your company, folks. Thank you very much, and see you all again soon, sometime over the weekend, if not before. I'm not doing my workshop on Friday because several of those of us who go couldn't make it, and so it was going to be down to a couple of us, so we decided to actually have a week off. So I'm not going on Friday to the hub, but I can have a lie in because I always have to get up early on Friday, but not this week. So anyway, Night, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. Is rain. I don't know about the rain on Sunday. Tracy didn't tell me. She just gave me the Saturday forecast, so I don't know. I might have to look. Oh, wait a minute. No, yes, it only showed up as far as Saturday. Sunday's just off the screen, so I can't see. Oh, wait a minute. I can see a bit of it. I can see that it's. Oh, hang on. No, I can't. I'm not sure. I can't see. Sorry, Shane. I can't see what the weather's doing for Sunday. You'll have to look it up yourself. Sorry about that. But, I can't see anymore. Okie dokie. I really am going this time because I'm thirsty and I want to go and have my pudding as well. But, hang on a minute. What happened there? Did she send me another one? I think she sent me another one, didn't she? Oh, yes. Thank you, Tracy. Just before I went, she sent me the next bit of the weather forecast. Thank you, Tracy. That's amazing. On Sunday, it's sun behind. There's a sun with a cloud in front. 17 degrees, between 17 and 11 degrees. So there we go. And Elizabeth saying she's from Liverpool. Oh, so you're from Liverpool, and Tracy Kershaw is from Liverpool as well. Oh, there we are. 2 of you coming in from Liverpool. Don't think we've got any of our international viewers in tonight, but some of them watch on the replay. So anyway, if I have forgotten anybody, then sorry. But night, everybody. Sleep tight if you're in the UK. Have a wonderful day if you're not in the UK, and have see you all soon. Bye.